Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the application development training continuation session. So if you have not following my application development training, I would suggest you that go and watch my previous video, or you can go and watch my playlist. So today we'll talk about that CURD operation: create, update, read and delete. Okay. So if you are a beginner, so if you are a beginner in the ServiceNow platform, you need to write a code to get the data. You need to write a code to read the data. You need to write a code to update the data. You need to write the code to delete the data, right? For that purpose, we are creating these sessions by which I will explain you that how can you create, how can you update, how can you delete, or how can you read the data from the ServiceNow. So I can go back to the ServiceNow and write that, but today I'm using the VS Code, which is connected to my ServiceNow instance. From the VS Code, we are creating, we are updating, we are deleting, and we are reading the data, and I will show you in the background script. So without wasting time, let's get started. So also, if you like my video, please subscribe and hit the like button. So let's get. So in this card operations, we'll talk first about the regarding the read operation, how we can read the data from the ServiceNow instance. Okay, so to read that, I have to define that from which table I should read that. For example, in the incident table, for example, problem ticket, change table, which table I should get the read, I should get and read the data. So that's we have to define that. Okay. So let's, for example, I am writing a code where I can read the data from incident table. So what I am doing, typing now, where gr is a glide record, or you can define any variable. So where and gr is the variable name, and here I am typing the new and glide record. So new is a keyword which is calling a class called GlideRecord class, and here in bracket you need to provide the table name from which table you want to get the data. For our case is the incident table, and then so you are pointing right now in the incident table, but which all data you need to do that, identify the data. You don't want to get the all the incident data, right? So for example, you need to get the incident data which is in actually active is true. So for that, gr.add query. So if you put the add query here in the first bracket, you need to put the field name called active. Okay, and here you need to pass the value, which value you want to do. So I am setting a query that whatever data is active true, I should point to the data and then gr.query. So if I do the gr.query, it will return me that, or it will help me that to get the query on the database table. So instead of doing the SQL query like that, select star from the table name, ServiceNow is use their own script mechanism called GlideRecord mechanism. Okay, now what we are doing right now, so while, and here we'll pass the gr.next, and inside this while loop we'll read all this data one by one. Okay, so let's explain one more time. So gr equal to new glide record, so it is pointing to an incident table, and what data we are pointing to, that whatever data is active true will get all the data, and will query, and in a while loop will get all the data, all the incident data one by one. Okay, so let's print that. So gs.info, and here we are printing their gr.number. Okay, so whatever field, now once it is query, whatever fields you want you can get that. Okay, whatever fields, so gr.number, and then we'll want that gr.short description. So we'll get all these fields here. Now if I run this code in global scope, so you can see in the right side all these incident number is showing here. All these incident which is active true, all these incident are showing here. So that's how you can read the data from incident table. So first of all we are doing that read operation. So we'll type that read operation. Okay, so that is the one way you can do a read operation. Okay, so let's put in a function, so function and then read. Okay, maybe read by query. Okay, so this is the function name, and then I'm just putting that function here, and I'll call this function in the bottom side. Okay, so the next function I will write that read by encode. What does it mean by encode? So suppose you have a long data, okay, or you want to put a lot of conditions, okay, so that condition you can do by encoded query. So that is also another way. What I will do that, I'll copy the whole code here and I'll just change one function. So here what we'll do, we'll just change this add query, and we'll replace that to gr.add encoded query. And what it will need, it's need a string value. Okay, so what how I can get the string value? Suppose what we need that in this filter we'll put that created on today. I'll run that, it will generate a query. So copy this query and go back to your VS Code and paste that, and just run this code. So what we are doing, instead of doing that add query, we are doing encoded query. It will be also doing behave the same way, but in add query you can only add one field. In encoded query you can put multiple fields, multiple script. Okay, and now in this case what we'll do, we'll run this query. Instead of this function, we'll run these functions again and then run. So you can see it is showing only one record right now, 1005, and then it is running under the global script only. What happens if we try to print out the caller? What happens? Let's try to do that. So I have the field called caller underscore id. I want to print that caller id. What I will do, instead of short description, I'll put that caller underscore id and run that code. What will be happens? Let's see. So basically it will return me the sys id of this caller. Okay, so let's see. You can see it is returning me the sys id of the caller. We can do the dot work to the caller and get the full detail. So we can put that caller dot name. It will return me the caller name also. So as it is reference fields, we can do a dot work and get the caller name also. Okay, you can see it's showing the caller name also. Okay, so you can do dot working as many times as you want. Okay, caller name, you can say the email, you can put any of this value, and then you can start getting that. Okay, so let's run quickly. Okay, so it is showing me the email address. Okay, now the next function we will do that, the function is get function. And these functions we will pass as a id. Okay, what we will do in this function, so let's do that. This time also I am declaring a var gr variable gr and then new glide record. So to do the CRUD operation, every time you need to do the glide record. Okay, so I'm doing the glide record, and here I am putting that incident. And this time what I am doing, I am not doing encoded query, I am not doing the add query. What I'll do, gr.get function. So in these functions what you need, if you see name and value, two parameter you need, name and value. What will you need? You need some field number or field name. So our case, maybe I am giving you the number. Okay, and the value we need to pass. So value I'll pass here from id. Okay, so you can see I just write 2 lines and then I will put the gs.info. Okay, and in bracket I'll put that gr.number plus gr.short description. Okay, so you can see previously there are we do that glide query, add query, query, while loop, lot of things we have do. But in this read gate, I am just writing 3 lines and it will return me the particular data. But here is the thing, in the get function you can only get the one data, but in the encoded query or query we are getting multiple data and it is writing that while loop and getting me the data, right? So that is the one thing. So let's copy this function name here, and this function this time need one id, and let's do that. We will pass the incident number here and see that incident in a string format. We will pass this incident number and this value will come and query here and run. So let's run this code. So you can see by get functions we can only get one data. I just put the incident number, so it is querying to the incident number with 1005. So we can also do a get function. So that the three way you can do. That's the three way you can read do a read operation on the or on the any of this table. So read operation, we have just complete the read operation. So three way we can do the read operation. One is the query by add query. Secondly, we can do the encoded query, and thirdly we can do the get data. Okay, also if you see in these functions, it is returning in this function it is returning a lot of data, right? So if I run this read query, it is returning me all these data. The count is much higher, right? Now instead of while loop, if you change to the if loop, it will only return you the only single data, which is whatever the data. Like I think it will return you that this data. So let's run this. Instead of while loop, once you move back to the if loop, it will give you the only data. So in such case scenario, if you want to get only single data, you can do a single query. Okay, so instead of while loop you can just change to that if loop. Okay, so now next we'll talk about that how we can create the data. Okay, so let's do that. For creating the data, what we are doing, I'm creating create data function, and this function will do the creation data creation. What I will do that where gr equal to new glide record. So every time you are doing any CRUD operation, you definitely need the glide record. I'm putting that table name, and then this time we have to do gr.initialize. What does it? What these functions work? Initialize function will do. It's an optional function. First of all, if you want, if you put the initialize, if the gr object is used any other place, it will be initialized as a blank object. Now we put that gr dot short description, and then I'll put that created from VS Code. Okay, and then we'll put that insert. So what it will be do, you need to set the field name gr.field name, and then whatever value we want to pass, the value we need to set here, and then we need to call the gr.insert functions, and after insert it will actually create into the database, and then gs.info. If I want to see the data or the if I want to see the number, so I'll just put the gs.number. So what will be happens, it will create, and the description should be created from VS Code, and it will be show in the number. So let's copy this function name and run here. So you can see it's create a insert record, it's create a one incident, and then this is the info message that we pasted here, that gs.gr.number, which is right now showing 1006. So this is the latest incident. So let's go back to our service instance and flip that. So in the service now, you can see that created from VS Code, this incident is right now created, because by script we are passing that value and we are creating that data. Okay, so let's go back to our code again. So we do a operation called create, and we did a operation called read. Now this time we'll do a operation called update. So let's create that function update inc. So this is the function. What we'll do that these functions also need that the same way the glide record, and this time it needs that our case is incident. And now here is the thing, you need to identify the data or which data you want to update, right? So what we'll do that gr dot add query, the same way we can do that, we are doing the query. So gr dot add query, and this time we'll put that number comma, here we can put the number. So I'll copy this number, hard-coded number, and paste here, and then gr.query. So it means that we just query that. Before you update that, you need to query the data. So you can do the add encoded query, you can do that whatever things that you can do the get method, or you can do the add query, any three method you can use, and then you have to query to update the data. So to update the data, first of all you need to query that data. Now what you will have to do, you have to write the while or if any of this block, depending on the situation. If you are trying to update multiple data, you can do that that one. Otherwise you can do the while loop and then gr.next. So these block are remain same till like query, and here we need to put the gr.description. So whatever field you want to update, you put that, and then you can put that value, and gr.update function. Okay, so let's run these update functions. So copy, commented out the create data, because the data is created right now, just we are trying to update that. Once we update that, the description should be updated with the new description. So let's update that. So you can see that in the background script is showing the updated. So let's go back to our ServiceNow instance, and you can see in the ServiceNow instance right now it is saying as a description equal to new description. So that way you can update your data. So first of all, remember that to update the data you need to query. Till this part is the query, and then you need to just put the gr.field name and then whatever value you need to pass, and then definitely gr.update functions. That way you can update the function. Okay, next function I'll just go through that delete functions. Okay, so let's put that function delete inc. So these functions or this method also will remain work as it is same. So you need to query, okay, till that before you delete. And only thing is that you need to do that gr.delete record. Okay, you just need to call this one gr.delete record. So it will be delete. So if you see the difference between update time we are setting some value and then clicking that gr.update, and this time we can do the gr.delete record. So it will be while loop, go through each and every record and delete that. Okay, so let's go back and comment it out this function and call this function new function and run our script. you can see one incident is deleted right now. Go back and refresh that. It should be that the record is not found. It should be so that. So record is not found because the data is got deleted. Okay. So here is the two things. You can just do the delete one by one like this one, or else you have a, because suppose it is right now doing one data deleting, right? If I put that active is true right now, so it will be delete lot of data, right? It will not delete only one single data, it will delete lot of data, right? Right now if I do that this one, if we run this one, so it will be right now it will show that all the active, it will show all the active incident, right? So what we will do, these have lot of active incident right now, right? So I want to delete all the lot of active incident. What I will do that, I'll just update these update incident functions, and then instead of doing that while one by one, I just change the condition is active is true, and then what I'll do that delete multiple. So what I'll do, gr dot delete multiple functions. So it will simply delete all these record which is matches with active true. You don't need to do while loop and do each and every record, open each and every record and delete. So doing the while loop and deleting will take more time than like it will be take more time. So if you do the delete multiple, it will be much quicker. So let's run this one. So now you can see it is deleted lot of incident, almost 40 incident, and their related record, like each and every incident have their related record, like they have some attachment, they have related problem. All these records are deleted along with the related record. Okay, so you can see the delete multiple function also you can use to delete all the record, or else you can use the delete record. Delete record will take much more time than delete multiple one. Okay, so that's it for today. Now you can see that you can update, create, delete, read all these operations. If you have any comments, just let me know in my comments.